Today I messed up by accidentally convincing my entire neighborhood that I'm in a crow cult. That doesn't even sound like that bad of a thing to be part of.
Lovelies. It looks like we've got a bit of drama and maybe even a little bit of karma. Let's just jump into it, shall we?
This is by user bsd-x. So, this has been building for 2 years, and I only recently understood the full extent of the damage. I work the second shift. I get home around 10:30 p.m. Every night, I walk to my porch and toss peanuts into the yard for the crows before going inside. I started doing it because I read that crows remember human faces and form long term relationships with people who feed them. I wanted to see if it worked. Uh, it worked. I did not realize how any of this looked from the outside until my neighbor stopped me last fall and asked if I was doing okay. Apparently, for 2 years, multiple neighbors have watched a man arrive home alone at 10:30 p.m., stand silently in his dark yard, and perform what can only be described as a ritual offering before disappearing inside without speaking to anyone. I have never done this in daylight. The crows are already waiting when I pull in. So from the street, it looks like I arrive and they simply come to me on command in the dark. One neighbor told another that I communicate with them. A third asked if I was into something. Nobody knocked on my door to ask me directly, which honestly raises more questions about what they thought the answer might be. I tried to explain the science of it to my neighbor: crow intelligence, facial recognition, reciprocal gift giving behavior. He nodded very slowly, the way people nod when they're not going to change their opinion. Last weekend, his kid, 8 years old, stopped me at the end of my driveway and asked if I was a wizard. It was 11 It was 11 p.m. I had just worked 8 hours of physical labor. I said yes. The kid now leaves little piles of peanuts on my porch railing to help. The crows eat them. This child believes he is assisting an actual wizard. I have no exit strategy. I love this. TLDR, fed crows in my yard every night for 2 years without realizing my neighbors could see me. Now they think I run a cult, my neighbor's kid thinks I'm a wizard, and the crows have only made me look more suspicious over time. I I love that. I've heard that in Europe magpies can do something similar, but I don't know. Can anyone chime in about that? Because I'm in America, so the only ones I know about are crows. Wait, no. What's the difference between crows and ravens? There's one that's like these big burly birds that they go like caw instead of like regular crows that go like caw caw. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now before I look like a crazy person. Oh no. All right, comment by Jorwin. I have a neighbor across the street who thinks I'm a witch and makes the sign of a cross with his fingers every time he sees me. It cracks me up. It's because I supposedly control the ravens. The ravens do what they want, but one of the things they really want to do is eat treats. One of the other things they really want to do is go harass his dog and make them bark incessantly. So if I yell at them to knock it off and come back, they will, because they know I have treats for them. But also, they really don't like strangers on my property, and they will throw pine cones at them. But I don't think that's because it's my property. I think it's because it's their property. They just don't throw them at me anymore because it did not make me go away. And I give out treats. Maybe throw isn't the right word. It's more like drop them on your head from very high up. But if you're with me, they will behave. So maybe just don't trespass or come offering treats. I love crow stories. Oh my God. All right, we got another one. Um, User by CN Fraser 60. I feed the ground birds, like doves and cardinals. I also throw out peanuts on occasion for the squirrels. My cats love to watch them from the window seats. Recently, I've had two crows joining in. I am the strange grandma type who talks to all the animals, domestic and wild, so being so smart, the crows will chatter back while sitting and waiting for the treats. My husband has noticed they only come around if I'm home. I saw your story and feel that we could make a go of this cult/wizardy thing. I already have a wand, a staff, and a robe. Oh my god, I love you. I don't know who you are, CN Fraser 60, but I love this. Next comment. This is by user Firebird Writer. Ooh. I learned I'm an urban legend as well recently. Have fun. The children here are certain that I am a fey witch vampire that inspired the story of Elphaba in Wicked because she stole my style. I had it first, but it does amuse me, and I do love the film, so okay. I am also the Narcan lady that appears with Narcan when people are dying and somehow knows. People are usually reacting, so I hear it and I go. I'm also the good goth, the blind wheelchair user of uncertain gender that randomly gifts people what they need. I didn't know all of this until a homeless man I was offering something to drink due to the heat woke his friend up, making me scramble for a second drink, and both talked about how they didn't know I existed for real, and then immediately asked me about my cat. Essentially, I am allergic to the sun, so I dress like an Edwardian widow and the invisible man. So I go out just before total darkness. I am also a blind quadriplegic, and my black cat is my service animal. He likes his walks, so I can and do. I am also right out of the best spot to be if you are homeless because of the wind, shelter, and the lights. I also have complex PTSD and don't sleep longer than 2 hours if I'm lucky in a single go. So, if there's a sound, I am moving and able to react. Meaning, I will be there for someone if safe, and if not, the I call the cops call scares away most of the bad ones. I don't ignore suspicious stuff and will get close enough to get a picture and send it to my wife to confirm someone needs help. I have seen a lot of bad things because of this, but they don't all end badly because I have done what I can live with. To the children, this looks like magic, especially since I stopped a couple abuse situations and they did not understand it wasn't magically knowing, but paying attention to the signs of abuse. To the homeless folk, this ambiguity of a person appearing near this time of day with exactly what someone needs, then vanishes into the night is absurd. It's also true, but most don't know the area, they're just trying to survive. So, me coming up with drinks and info on surviving the situation and empathy is at odds with everything else in their life. I think being an urban legend is a good thing, and this kid will learn they're capable of using science for coolness too. I love that second one. Like, this person sounds like a literal modern day hero, but also in a wheelchair with severe PTSD. So they do the best that they can, just enough so that they can live with themselves as well. Um, do you have any crazy crow stories? I'm trying to think of one that happened. I went to visit my mom's home country years ago, and I am used to the American crows here, and they just go like caw caw. It's like a very oh maybe that's not crows. Are those ravens? Oh God, I don't know the difference between crows and ravens. Oh, someone tell me. Anyway, when I was there, I was legitimately shocked at the size of these huge black birds. I thought they were vultures. They are not. And they don't go caw, caw, caw like the cute little American crows. No, they literally are like beefcakes with these huge burly biceps and they go caw at you. It scared the literal daylights out of me. I don't care. And you know, they would like tear up trash and everything. And I'm just like, these are the biggest birds I have ever seen. And I have chased a vulture, which then in turn it chased me back. So I have been very close to large birds. This thing was huge, and I took off running. I was like, why do they speak like humans? This is so weird. I don't like this. Anyway, If anyone else has any fun crow stories or animal encounters, please let me know in the comments down below. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a lovely day. I'll see you later. Bye.